I'm Dr. Adam Rubinstein. I'm a board-certified plastic surgeon, and this is my first exposed segment for YouTube. We do exposed segments in my Instagram account, Plastic Surgery Truths, which has all sorts of great information about plastic surgery, answers to common questions, reviews of results, and exposed segments. The exposed segment is a segment where someone sends in questions about a particular doctor. I will look them up and see if they're properly qualified and if they're trained as a plastic surgeon. And in cases where they might not be telling the full truth, or perhaps even being completely deceptive, I will explain what the true story is and give everybody the real story behind that doctor so they can make good choices and stay safe with plastic surgery. This is not intended to tell you who you should and shouldn't see for any of your procedures. You need to be an informed customer when it comes to choosing anyone for your aesthetic procedures, and I'm here to help you make good choices. This segment is about Dr. Christopher Balgobin. Dr. Balgobin is also known as Dr. BBL in Instagram and Snapchat. Dr. Balgobin represents himself in Instagram and Snapchat as a board-certified physician and a lipo and BBL specialist. Now, putting those words together may lead one to believe that he's somehow a board-certified plastic surgeon, though he doesn't actually say that he's a board-certified plastic surgeon. He just allows you to believe that without actually telling you what he's board-certified in. It just says board-certified physician, lipo and BBL specialist, right next to each other. In actuality, Dr. Christopher Balgobin is board-certified in family practice medicine. He's a board-certified family practitioner, and that's the kind of doctor that you would go to if you had a cold or high blood pressure or the flu or any host of medical problems with your body, and he would treat both adults and children. But it is not a surgical specialty. In fact, Dr. Christopher Balgobin has no formalized surgical residency training whatsoever. He doesn't have any residency training in plastic surgery at all or any other form of surgical residency. So what are Dr. Balgobin's qualifications to do surgery? Well, it's not really clear. It doesn't say in the Minneapolis Board of Medicine website nor the Florida Board of Medicine website exactly what his surgical training might be. It does say that he's a board-certified family practitioner and not any type of surgeon. Dr. Christopher Balgobin seems to have started doing liposuction about 2 or 3 years ago when it appears he may have purchased a smart lipo machine. Now, when you buy a smart lipo machine as a doctor, the company that makes the machine, Cynosure, will train you in a manner of speaking because they will fly you to a place where another doctor will teach you how to use the machine and how to do liposuction. And they do that for any doctor who buys the machine, regardless of whether they're actually trained in surgery or have ever done a single type of liposuction before. And it's not clear as to whether Dr. Balgobin had ever done liposuction prior to beginning to do smart lipo. He was practicing as a family practitioner for many years before he decided he was going to go into cosmetic surgery. Apart from what may have been a 2 or 3 day course over a long weekend trained by a Cynosure trainer in the use of the machine and how to do liposuction, the only other training that I can find and verify is that he spent about 10 days with Dr. Miami in Miami watching him do surgery and assisting in some of the procedures. Now, he did have to get a Florida license to do that, and we'll talk about his licenses in a little bit. But in terms of his training, this seems to be the only type of training that I can find online or otherwise that he has been trained in any techniques in how to do liposuction, or more importantly, how to take care of the host of complications that can occur when you do liposuction. You see, it's not just the ability to do a procedure. There's more to it because if something goes wrong, you need to know how to handle those problems. And those problems can be very specific given different procedures that we do. Now, that's why plastic surgery training is many years in training in plastic surgery, and prior to starting your plastic surgery training, you actually have to train in some prerequisite training, usually general surgery, which can be anywhere from 3 to 5 or 7 years before even beginning your plastic surgery training, which is generally 3 years of training after you've learned how to do surgery in general. So the type of training that you should expect from your plastic surgeon is that which is required to become a board-certified plastic surgeon. And that is a long process with lots of years of training. It is simply not the same as someone who took a long weekend course and maybe spent a week or 2 watching another doctor, even if it was a board-certified plastic surgeon, doing surgery and assisting. That's not an equivalent amount of training. Suffice to say that the short amount of training that Dr. Balgobin appears to have had in surgery is simply nowhere near equivalent to what it would take to be a plastic surgeon. Now, he is licensed in both the state of Minnesota and the state of Florida. Those licenses are free and clear. There's no disciplinary actions against Dr. Bellgurbin in either state. However, there is a settlement of over $2 million that was registered in 2015. The nature of that settlement is unclear. I'm not sure what that case had to do with or what led to him settling for over $2 million. Dr. Balgobin and Dr. Miami have a relationship online, but that relationship is not what you think it might be. Dr. Bellgurbin paid thousands and thousands of dollars to buy the one and only franchise of the Body by Dr. Miami brand that was ever sold. In fact, not only did he pay thousands of dollars for the franchise rights, he continues to pay thousands of dollars to maintain the endorsement and support by Dr. Miami. It is not based on any form of merit. It is simply financial. My Plastic Surgery Truths account in Instagram was tagged in a post on one of Dr. Bellgurbin's Instagram posts in a comment. And that comment came from someone who was talking about a patient who was so fearful for her safety that she canceled her surgery with Dr. Bellgurbin and left before having any surgery. And this is a patient that had actually come from another state to fly in and have surgery. When she was finally in the office and saw what the situation was, for whatever reason, she became frightened, decided to cancel her surgery, and got her money back. Now, in that post, we went back and forth in the comments, both Dr. Balgobin and myself, commenting back and forth about the situation. You can read all of those comments in my Facebook account. You'll find it in Facebook under Miami Plastic Surgeon. You can also find it in my name, Dr. Adam Rubinstein. In that post, you'll see every comment that went back and forth between myself and Dr. Balgobin, as well as some of the other people posting comments on that post. You can read those posts and then come to your own conclusion about what actually happened with that patient. I was contacted by another patient regarding Dr. Balgobin. This is a patient who entered a contest and won. The prize of the contest was to be able to have surgery with Dr. Balgobin at such a low price that it was essentially free. Now, even with nearly free surgery, this patient was concerned. She had done her research on Dr. Bellgurbin online and found my posts in Facebook showing the Instagram comments and the conversation that we had. She contacted me directly and was so distraught and concerned for her safety in making that choice that she considered canceling her surgery. Why is it that he doesn't say that he's a board-certified family practitioner? He could easily say that on Instagram or in Snapchat, but he doesn't. Why is that? Well, maybe it's because he's concerned that people wouldn't want to choose going to a family practitioner for their surgical procedures. That could be. Because he easily could say that he is a family practitioner. Instead, he says he's a board-certified physician, leaving it to you to determine exactly what kind of physician he really is. Well, he's a family practitioner and not a plastic surgeon. And maybe that's why he doesn't want to say he's a family practitioner. Maybe he'd rather leave it to the public to figure out whether or not he's a plastic surgeon. Well, he's not. Interestingly, he doesn't mention his board certification in family practice on his own website either. Why hide what he's board certified in? Maybe because he's trying to portray a specialty that he's not board certified in and doesn't want you to know that he is actually trained in family practice medicine. Dr. Balgobin is board certified in family practice medicine, and he may be very qualified to take care of any host of medical problems that might arise. But his qualifications to do surgery are very different. If you're considering someone to do your cosmetic surgery procedures, make sure you're choosing someone based upon their training and their qualifications to keep yourself safe. You can choose to use anyone you wish. Just understand the choices that you're making. If you had to fly somewhere and you could choose your pilot, you probably wouldn't ask a boat captain to fly the plane for you. Just make sure you're making educated choices and keeping yourself safe in the choices that you make. I'm Dr. Adam Rubinstein. I'm a board-certified plastic surgeon that practices in Miami, Florida. If you have any questions that you'd like answered, please feel free to send them at any time to my Instagram profile, Plastic Surgery Truths. You can also email me at Instagram at dr-rubinstein.com. I look forward to helping you learn the full truth about any questions you have regarding doctors or procedures in cosmetic surgery.